Hey, YouTube, thanks for coming out with us tonight. As always, you're the first ones to hear us. We are going to be going live in just a matter of seconds. As soon as I find my old control board here, I've got a big show for you. So make sure you stick around, share the show, tell everybody about it. Here we go.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Weak, compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place where I get a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on hot day?
Mr. Clavin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power, one goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Hey now, everybody. Welcome back to the cave. My name is DK. It is fucking snowing in Canada. Holy shit. Listen, I've been out there on Facebook. I've been out there on Twitter. I've been doing these videos. I'm telling you, I know the last 2 weeks have been pretty big shows with all the shenanigans that have been going on, but we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. It is the return of the third wheel of the third leg, whatever you want to call him. He's back tonight in just a few minutes. But we have some announcements to make. First of all, though, I do see that Odd Dad Out is in the chat room tonight. This is so cool. I was just listening to a show today. He literally talked to himself for an hour and 11 minutes, and I was at work, and I was enjoying the whole thing. And I was thinking of him because he says, you know, I get kind of crazy. I like these off-the-wall comedies and shit like that. And I thought, you know what? You should listen to us. And then he does another show with his wife. And it's called Mom and Dad Cuss. And that one's pretty cool, too. So check those shows out. But without further ado, it's not about me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I have extra large beers here tonight. I'm going to sit back and relax most of the show because there's a lot of stuff we got to get through. But I even made him some music tonight. Here's the man that CJ Ripka calls the Enigma. I call him the real king of queens. He's not no queen. He's the king of queens. He's a hairy guy. Look at this.
I like this. I have my own intro music now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Big B. And it's a bass. I didn't know electric guitar or violin or whatever Tonga music we were playing for what's his name last week.
That's right. It's my instrument. I feel honored now that I have my own theme music, and I guess now I'm getting more names. So am I like considered the man with 3 names?
Well, I was on Ron. Yeah, you're catching up to me now.
I have 3. I'm what, the Enigma. You say that I'm the real king of queens, and I'm Sir Big B. So I'm the man with 3 names now.
some people, that listen to your rants and disagree with you, the people that snow like in the winter, they
Right.
call bastard.
Right. Well, there you go. That's that. I'm the man with a few names.
You're getting there. We'll work on
I'm
it.
getting there. You're the man with 87 names. I'm the man with a few names.
Well, I can't be Mr. Wednesday night anymore because we're on Thursdays.
But that moniker will always follow you.
Yes, it will follow me. But
and if we do the odd show on Wednesdays, you revert back to it. You become Mr. Wednesday night.
Mr. Wednesday night again. I think I still have that like little bottom third I can use.
There you go.
But anyway, there's some exciting news before we get into the really fun, exciting news.
There is some exciting news. Would you like to go first?
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, let's start with Cave Crew Radio, which is already on the Podcast Radio Network. And we'll talk about Metal Thunder in a minute, but we're on there Saturday nights at 8:00. So now we're Thursdays, we're Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be, I guess it's like a New York type of thing on I95sportsnetwork.com.
Nice.
I guess, the New York sports scene is dying and they need the cave to save the day. Or maybe they just like your hat.
Well, I do represent the New York sports fan quite well with my Yankee hat, and sometimes I have a Ranger hat. So yes, it's only fitting, I guess, that we're on the I-95 radio network. The I-95 Sports Radio Network. Sorry about that.
Which is kind of ironic because remember when we talked about forming the show, we were going to, it's a man cave. It's going to be sports. And then somewhere along the line, we got into all that shit, like conjoined twins. And
I think it was somewhere along the lines of 15 seconds into episode 1.
Yeah. And everyone does sports, right?
Yeah.
Everybody does sports. And then the second thing, which includes your other show, Metal Thunder Radio, which also airs on our network, and I can never remember the other places you are. You're on the sister station of the Podcast Radio Network. What's that called again? 102.
Right. So Metal Thunder Radio airs every Tuesday night live on metalworldradio.com, as well as right here on cavecrewradio.com. We are live on both stations every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. We are rebroadcast on 102.7 WSNR .com, I guess, on Thursday nights tonight from 10 to midnight.
Yeah, you can skip that or catch the last hour or something.
Something like that, yeah. But so it seems like
I-95 Sports Network and all these other places, you think pretty soon we're going to be able to buy a few new hats. Maybe a green screen or something. Go ahead. You go first. We're sharing this.
Yes, this announcement we are sharing. I found out last night. I just found out the time, so I got to pull that up here. Hold on. I just found out last night that we will be airing on milehighradio.com. We will be airing every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can. I guess our goal on Metal Thunder Radio is to be on every single day of the week. We are live on Tuesdays. We will be rebroadcast on Wednesdays, and we are rebroadcast on Thursdays.
And I told you, if you start, we're going to get you on iTunes and Stitcher and Sirius Radio and all that stuff.
Yes, definitely. We got to get on that.
Yeah, I'll help you out. You just got to make 5 minutes for me aside from the show. But we are also Cave Crew Radio, Mile High Radio. By the way, I-95 Sports Network.com. We're on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Mile High Radio, Cave Crew Radio will be rebroadcast on Sunday. So, it's more important than ever, folks, to check out the Facebook page, Twitter at Cave Crew Radio. We'll share all the information as it comes to us. It's all happening so fast. I can't handle all the public attention we're getting, all the stars that are out there in chat. There's all these famous people. I'm getting nervous. I'm starting to stutter. you know, oh, geez, it's exciting stuff. Exciting.
I just worry that we, well, like I was talking to to Lynn last night for Mile High Radio, and in the back of my mind, I know what type of show we do on Metal Thunder Radio. We drink a lot, we curse a lot, we have fun. We have a lot of fun. We tell fun stories, and we bash each other and have fun with the people in chat and play, you know, metal in between all of that. And I'm just thinking, God, I hope it's not too much for them.
I said the same thing because, but our good friend Drew from Terra Firma, who does the Haver, which I pronounce Haver, happen to be on that show. Ron Real, especially when I'm not around, or when I'm around, I should say, is certainly not a calm, Mile High Radio and I-95 Sports Network have just brought us a chat room that we're going to run out of room. You better up the bandwidth. We've actually got, I think, 10 people in there. Holy shit. Now I'm really getting nervous.
Look at this. See, our popularity is right in front of us now.
Yes. And we love when you come, and we love when you share, and we love all of you very, very much. And thank you so much. All right, time to get to business. And with a new little bit of music for himself, because the old English shit is getting stale. But you can do your Here I Hear, and I'll play.
Well, I do believe after all of the announcements, I think I hear itching to chime in. I think I hear London Calling.
Yes, the oops, I cut it too soon. Yes, the Redcoats are coming. Now, listen, my old friend. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you. Good evening, Big B, DK.
And folks, so you know Big B, he's from Queens, New York. I'm from Ontario, Canada. And, of course, our good friend who was missing last week is Choo Choo Stew, and he is from London, England.
I am indeed. Thank you for that intro music.
Now, I know you're chomping at the bit, but we got to take this slowly because you weren't here last week. You were on assignment. And I know, some shit went down on the show last week, and I know some shit went down on another show, and we're going to deal with all of it before we get to all our crazy news and all that stuff. But what exactly is going on at the allotment? I mean, the people love to hear about the allotment.
Well, I haven't been there a lot lately. I did get the latest newsletter a few days ago. I mean, me and my wife went there for an after hours quick session in the dark over there.
Quick session of what?
By the way, folks, if you hear dogs barking and feet on the floors, because my kid was at soccer practice, and a commotion is going to break out here. I should mute myself while Stu talks. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm interested in the session that him and his wife had at the late night session at the allotment.
Because it looks different of a night when you go over there, so it's worth going there just to have a little look around and see what happens, really. We just went over there, dump off some compost and fiddle about in the shed.
When you're there at night, are you seeing, because those of you who are just joining us for the first time tonight, and the only way I can help you out, all you people that are going to start listening on the new networks, and those of you that are just joining us, is it's a lot of shows, but you really got to go back if you want to know the whole storyline. But
I'll tell you what is interesting about that place is there's people's back gardens back onto the allotment, so they think that they're not overlooked, from their houses.
Do you bang on their allotments when you go out there at night with the wife? I mean, I know I'm getting.
Do we bang or
Whatever you
are you referring to having sex? Is that what you
just made Stu blush? How can anyone blush on this fucking show?
I-
You talk
I-
about shoving dildos up your ass. What about banging your wife in a public place is such a big deal?
are you suggesting we have
Intercourse.
carnal moments on the compost heap?
Yeah.
Is there some lewd behavior happening by the black stuff?
Yes, you remove her knickers. Is that?
That's assuming she wears them.
Now, Stu. So going back to so nothing on the gypsies, because that's really what we wanted to hear.
No, they've been moved on. Actually, they was all round the borough for about a week. Everywhere you went, there was gypsies parked up, and you think, bleed, now lock your doors and bring your kids in. But they've actually all been moved on, so there's not really a lot of movement with the gypsies at the moment. I haven't seen anything happening, but it's all fun at the allotment. It's not a lot growing, but it's I don't know what can I say really. I did send you a newsletter, didn't I?
Yeah, I've got it in front of me here. I'm wondering who David and Wendy are. I guess for a what's the L mean? Pounds, pence. I don't know what the L in front of the 10 means, but for a $10 donation to the branch funds.
Apparently, £10.
Yeah, you're going to get a beehive style compost bin. I guess the smell's getting a little crazy.
Yeah, I don't really know what that is really, but I suppose it's worth throwing £10 at it just to have a look.
No, so you're going to get one?
Yeah, why not? We'll bid for one. We'll offer them £8.50.
Wait, are you going to try to bid down a fucking compost bin?
Of course, yeah.
They're saying $10. You're gonna try to negotiate $10. I'll give you $8.95.
He does get his living room furniture from like dumps.
Yeah, you go to the county dump to fucking live. How are you gonna? Why would you negotiate down $10?
My boy called me a tramp the other day because I slow down whenever I see these dumpsters in people's front gardens.
Oh my god!
I take a slow drive by, and sometimes I even go back. And my boy goes,
you do kind of look like a Jew. Are you practicing for your bar mitzvah over there?
Yeah. My third one.
What was the very first thing you ever got from a dump, and why?
You can tell Stu's in training. I can't wait till after 9:30.
What did I get from a dump?
Because I want to know what goes through the mind of somebody to initially go through a garbage heap to pick out something like a chair or something to sit on.
I mean, one step up from the rubbish dump, I went to this. You see these auctions on the TV where they open up the storage, storage hunters and all of that.
Right. Yeah.
Well, near me, they have like auctions where they lay everything out on trestle tables, and then they put like a box of crap, whatever. There might be like an electric drill in it, and you see someone cheekily putting an electric drill from one box to another. So the guy goes around, the auctioneer goes around and says, right, who's going to give me £5 for this box, £5 for that box? And people start bidding. Well, I got a bit carried away.
Do I have 4? Do I have 5? Over there, the lady in the pink.
And let me understand that this is garbage you're bidding on.
Yeah, well, it's not garbage. It's sort of, you don't really know what you're going to get.
One man's garbage is another man's treasure, right? So
I saw something in there. I came home with a steamer.
It's probably filled with dirt and fucking
somebody threw it out because it didn't work anymore.
I came home with a steamer and a radiator. Right now, the radiator.
I gotta hear what you're gonna do with the fucking radiator. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do with a radiator?
I don't know. Well, I was thinking I needed a radiator. And
a radiator for what?
For the central heating. It's not like oil filled, it's water. It's done by water, heating up water, and it warms your room up. But I saw this radiator, and I thought, God, and the steamer, like, that was it. Once I saw the steamer in the box as well. So I come home with this sort of handheld steamer that's meant to clean everything, you know, all your windows. What a pain in the arse that was. And the radiator, I ended up flushing it out in my bathtub. And I ended up staining all the bath. And my wife was away. I think there was oil dripped out of it or something like that. I don't know what it was. All this black stuff came out. But it ended up costing me like a new bathtub.
It's probably
You bid on garbage.
In them.
You bid on garbage, and it cost you a brand new bathtub.
Yes.
Isn't that a sign to not bid on garbage?
I knocked at this bloke's door last week. I drove past his house, and he had a load of decking outside. You know, like the decking planks.
Yep.
So, like, I slammed on the brakes. I was driving by. I was like, and then like stick it in reverse, drive back up the road. And then I jumped out, had a look, and then I knocked on the bloke's door. I know he came home in his van, actually, the bloke. And I said, you getting rid of that, mate? He went, God, I'll tell you what, you'd be doing me a favour if you took that.
So here's the thing I find, Big B, because we've talked about this garbage hunting before. I think there could be a segment in the future where Stu does Facebook Lives during the day. Or
he has to.
He has to. I mean, there's no more talking about things, Stu. You got to step up because there's people that are looking for your job, as we'll find out.
Where there's muck, there's gold.
Anyway,
yeah.
The thing that amazes me is that, you know, not that I do it, but I mean, you know, even when I put out my recycles, there's people that go in there and take my cans, and I don't know if they cash them in by weight or what they do, but no one certainly asked me. But I could just see Stu out there with his fucking flashlight. And before he takes it, he says to his little boy, what a great role model you are, Stu. And you go knock on the door and probably wake them out of bed and said, excuse me, I know you have this at the road and it's probably for the trash, but do you mind if I take it for my own consumption?
Yeah.
This is what I worry about if Stu ever comes to New York to visit. Like you said with the recycling, when I put out the recycling, we have the Asian ladies that always come around and go through the recycling and grab all the cans so they can go get 5 cents per can off of it. I worry if Stu comes to New York, he's going to want to join them. I'm going to be putting out fucking my recycling. He's going to see the Asian ladies with their fucking shopping carts with big huge bags of cans that totals $3.10.
Yes,
he's going to want to come out and join them. Excuse me, I'll be back in a little while and go run off with them. And next thing I know, he's going to come back to my house with fucking huge things of fucking other people's trash, ripped up fucking couches and shit.
But we're in a throwaway society, a throwaway world where people don't fix anything, or something new comes out. A nice pair of like 15-inch speakers, for instance, that someone leaves out. And they only get rid of them because they've got some sort of super duper small speakers, but their old speakers were probably better. So
I think the room already looks busy that you're in. You're in the one room again tonight with the computer at the back of you. And I mean, your security cameras or whatever the fuck you got going on back there. And I think you should start to bring, where is the radiator? I see you got a baseball bat. You don't play baseball bat. I'm quite sure when you play cricket, they don't let you use aluminum.
Oh, man.
Wait, where's the briefcase? You had the briefcase with you.
Yeah, I've got the briefcase down here.
This for the new listeners, you gotta watch on YouTube. One of his latest fucking endeavors into the city dump, he came across this briefcase and he didn't know what was in it. I guess he just took it and found crap inside of it. So he got rid of the crap and is keeping the briefcase. What are you using the briefcase for?
Well, no, let me say the briefcase was like a presentation box of car cleaning equipment and
car cleaning equipment. That's
shampoo, chamois. I mean, I was quids in on that day. I was singing and dancing all the way home because I was quids in. But I mean, you can get stuff. This is my little.
He's going into his storage of crap.
Mr. Dress Up. I don't know if you guys have Mr. Dress Up in the States, but
what is that?
It's
a monitor.
Yeah, computer monitor.
You don't even have an Apple, Stu. Did you notice that it was made by Apple? You're an IBM guy.
Well, it's got Apple stickers on it. No, but you can get all sorts of.
Were you quids in on that? And like, do you have any leg room under that desk? Like every week you should bring out something new.
Now, I'll tell you what I am recycling at the moment. I've got a special going that I'm recycling and reselling. It's you know, the postman bags. You know what a postal worker uses, yeah? His sack. My neighbour works for the post office, and he gave us a couple of post bags that we didn't want, and he said that'd be really good for the allotment. So I said, "Yeah, get me."
You're gonna throw in there shit.
Well, no. Well, anyway, I didn't want them, but I took them anyway. I said, "Thank you very much." And then my youngest daughter sold them, all right, on the internet, on Gumtree or something. She sold them on there.
What the fuck is Gumtree? I know eBay, I know Craigslist, I know.
Yeah, it's like on Craigslist. She sold them on Craigslist.
But you call it what? Gumtree?
Yeah.
That's where you get rid of other people's garbage that you've collected.
So I've said to my neighbour, I said, "Can you get me some more? Can you get me some more of those bags?" So
I'm in the show already, folks, and we haven't even got started. I'm calling it quids in on Gumtree.
So I'm now selling this guy's stealing bags from the Royal Mail, and I'm selling them. He doesn't know that I'm selling them though.
Isn't that illegal? Because it's government property.
It's nothing to do with me, mate.
You're selling them.
Well, the Indian next door already stole them. I guess possession is 9/10, right?
Yeah, I'm just passing them on. I'm recycling. I didn't want them.
All right, listen, enough of this shit. We got big stuff we got to move into, or we're going to move on. So, let's see what I can come up with here for a couple seconds to give everybody a chance to grab a beer. Let's just play the chew theme for a second here. We'll be back. You're listening to Cave Crew Radio live right here on cavecrewradio.com every Thursday at 9 o'clock and unknown time on I-95 Sportsnet, the Sports Network. Fucking shorten it. I-95sportsnetwork.com on Mondays and Mile High Radio on Sundays. And for those of you that are fans of Mile High Radio, you're also listening to Big B from Metal Family Radio. We've got some good stuff coming up. Hang on.
Well, hello, ladies and the gentlemen, and cave dwellers in general. This is Choo Choo Stew, and I'm deep in the hallows of London, England. I want you lot to stop taking a piss and join the Cave Crew Radio Facebook group, please. And while you're at it, look us up on the Twitter as well. It's not rocket science, it's actually quite easy. Just search Cave Crew Radio. Also, have you got a bit of spare change in your wallet or your bank? Because we could do with $5. It's easy on PayPal. Just go on to cavecrewradio.com and chuck some money in the tip jar. It helps keeping the dream alive, sockcuckers. So don't be silly and take the mic. Cavecrewradio.com. Fuckers.
Fuckers. Hey now. We're back. We can't afford long breaks tonight. All right. So here's those of you that listened last week, and he is in chat, so we will be able to get a fair bit of a rebuttal from him in the chat room. But last week, as we said, Choo Choo Stew away on assignment. We thought he was at the allotment, but he was picking up radiators and playing on Gumtree. I had to look at my notes there for a second. Quid's in on Gumtree, everybody. Quid's in. Anyway, last week we had the bad guy from Bogota, from Ron Real and Great and Grit TV, and the beer show and the after show, and the Tuesday I just feel like doing a show, and the guy that does shows, and his audio always works when he's on those shows. By the way, I was there on Tuesday night, and I had a great time. So you should go back and listen to the last episode of Program. No other ones, just the one I was on. But anyway, CJ Ripka was on the show, and we were chatting, and he was drifting in and out, kind of like like an electronic narcoleptic. And we were giving him a hard time about it. And somehow we got on the subject of Stu, and we've got something to announce, but it was all CJ and Big B. He's kind of like, what do you call those guys? He was on the bandwagon last week. Let's see where he plays this week. But they were all in on Stu, and I know Stu's been chomping at the bit here, so I'm gonna just sit with my beer and Stu, you respond, and then this choo-choo mania stuff will fill in later. You got to swallow first. Like, what a time to eat a sandwich.
That was a great lead-in.
It's not like I don't give you a heads up. At 9:30, this is what's happening, Stu. You think you'd have lunch before then?
Yeah, but that is Stu. That was a great lead-in to silence. That's a perfect Stu lead-in.
And everyone's watching Stu eat his Dagwood sandwich that he probably picked up out of a fucking restaurant dumpster.
I'm just having a packet of crisps.
Chips without the fucking salt. I got a bag too, by the way. Okay, let's not get into that. What do you got to say, Stu? So this is your time.
Am I meant to be right? Am I meant to be giving a roasting at the moment?
You what?
Am I meant to be roasting CJ?
Well, okay.
I listen to the show.
Well, I don't know if you're tired because it's so late over there in the old country, but all week I can't wait. You send us videos of you training, and I'm so aggravated. I'm going to lose my mind, and then all of a sudden you're like,
I thought CJ was going to be here, not like sitting cowardly in.
Turn off the chat room. There's nobody listening. Just talk to me and Big B.
No, I was listening to last week's show, and it was like, let's have a dig at Stu while he's away. So I got very upset.
You took the mick.
You took the mick. You took the piss. Just because I wasn't there. First of all, I was quite surprised because I gave you plenty of notice.
I wasn't mad at you. What did I say about you?
No, I gave you plenty of notice that I wasn't going to be on the show last week, yeah? So you had, like, plenty of names, I would imagine, to, like, pick out of your barrel, yeah?
Yes.
Who was going to fill in for me? I mean, even Big B with his rock and roll contacts from his Korean bands, his
old-time rock.
You could have picked any of these A-list sort of artists that Big B knows, and all the people, Mr. Radio yourself, you could have picked, one of thousands of people to come on the show, because I know you've got a waiting list. But no, who did you bring on?
Attacking?
Who did you bring on?
Malicious attack coming at me. What did I do?
That first, you brought on this bloke CJ, DJ, is it? CJ. You brought on this CJ, right? And then I'm listening to all of these like snidey comments, all launched at me. About the podcast train. Don't think I didn't pick all these
three episodes. He said you had 3 episodes. Is that true?
No, I think there was 4 or 5. All these.
And you did have a phone sex operator once.
I did. I mean, he said they were all podcasters. Well, that wasn't true.
Well,
at least 3 of them weren't podcasters.
Yeah. And that was, you said you had 4 episodes.
So anyway, not knowing who this superstar CJ Ritka actually is. I mean, I've seen him on Facebook a couple of times. He's popping up. He's always sort of shouting out his name, CJ. So anyway, I did a quick Google search on, I think it's called Ripka Media, just to see, what would come up, And so at first I thought it's come up with this salon studio or something like that. Salon,
like what? Like
no, when I put in CJ Ripka, I'll just write it out somewhere over here. It come up with I thought it was a woman's hair salon. It was something about CJ Ripka salon or something like that. Anyway,
maybe that's what he does to pay the bills. Like, I don't understand why you guys are so malicious at everybody. He's calling it Saloon 7. He's like a
that's it, a saloon. Yeah, it's something to do with shampoo. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I then
CJ could be a Happy Motorcycles hairdresser. That's fine.
I think so. Anyway, I started looking.
Look, here's a picture of CJ on his motorcycle. Keep going, Stu.
It's very butch, isn't it?
Here's the hairdresser from South Dakota. And his beard is very well trimmed.
No, anyway, I started thinking, well, this guy must be huge in podcasting. Anyway, so after looking at his salon page, I then found his YouTube page. I mean, this guy, he must be a big fish, I'm thinking, right? So I'm looking at his video, and his videos are awesome, very good, all professionally done. He's got all these sort of weird and wonderful blue screen, green screen things happening in the background, but with an average of 7 views per video. Right? Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe I'm missing it. Maybe this YouTube bit is just the little bit on the side. There must be something bigger out there. But then I started thinking about the video. So, okay, right. So 7 views per video. I was thinking, I better quit while I'm ahead, man. Anyway, so look, they're keeping in mind, I'm no media mogul. All right. Just a family man who lets his hair down, has a few beers.
Like you let your hair down under your chin because you can't grow it on your head. But anyway.
Well, that's quite true. It's receding quite fast these days. But anyway, I'm no media mogul, as I said. But anyway, so I'm looking at his videos and I'm thinking, well, look, I've put a couple of videos on YouTube. Not a lot, a few, right? And let's have a look at what did I have on there? I've got a couple of videos that I've done myself. They're not fancy. I haven't really got a lot of fancy back-ends. But I think I've got 2 main videos on there. 15,000 on one, okay, without trying.
Is that the Queen song? The happy?
No. Oh, the Queen song has got about 750.
Yeah.
So I want to know sort of how does Chris sort of what's his secret? And he's
listen, and he's in the chat. I said I'm going to give equal rights, even though you weren't there to defend yourself last week. I shouldn't do this, but he said, look at his Facebook views, and he does get a lot because hey, there's no one else out there that's. I'm going to wait about 10 minutes until some people come by.
That was my introduction to fucking CJ. After he started bashing my intro, I turn his
the
channel on.
Intro of Crew Radio. Yeah,
8 minutes of hello. Is he on?
Yeah.
I mean, Chris does say fuck YouTube, and look at my Facebook live views. I don't know how long have they been. I don't know. Excuses are coming out. Yeah, suddenly YouTube's crap, but I still put a lot of energy into putting my videos on there.
All right. Now listen, though. Listen, here's where we got to get serious. Here's where we got to move on with this because we all got to work together.
I haven't even started on Big B yet because he was egging him on.
Well, wait a minute. I'll give you a Big B in a minute. But I want to I like I get it.
While I was searching for this salon studio thing, I'd done another little search.
Oh, wait a minute. He's going back into CJ's history. I might enjoy this.
No, I'd done another search because I was thinking, like, Big B was like egging him on. He was like all these little sort of side stabs at me. So I was thinking,
Big B was like, he likes riding the coattail.
I was thinking, right, let's have a look for this big band that he was in.
God, this is gonna get awful.
Right, Sudden Fear.
My porno movies, they were terrible. I was awful on Pornhub. I only got a few views. I got more thumbs down than Trump.
Him and his porn star, mate. I didn't find any of those, but I did find a few of Sudden Fear. Now, I think I need to be doing your YouTube videos for you, because how many did you get? Oh, you had a bit better than CJ's average. I think it was on about, looking at around about 300 views per video for Sudden Fear. Yeah, which is good. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely better than CJ's. But
Cave Crew Radio too.
What you should have done is a song about the Queen.
Well. Let me ask you too, Stu. Since you were doing all this research, and since I was in a band before YouTube and before social media, so a lot of this stuff was on VHS and was never posted to anywhere. Did you bother searching Metal Thunder Radio on YouTube? Because I can pull up videos of our interviews where we have 6,000 views on one, 1,200 views on another, 2,600 views on another, 630 views on another.
No, it's not
1,800 views on another.
Okay, look. This is boring the shit out of me. I bet you. Anyway, here's what's going down, folks. I'm not going to sit here and talk about.
My gripe wasn't with Big B.
Because listen, here is what's happening. We're going to announce it to you right now. Last week, it was Big B's idea. A Choo Choo Mania. He started calling CJ Choo Choo Ripka because he was having electronic narcolepsy. No better way to explain it last week.
So let me just jump in real quick. Every 5 seconds, fucking CJ had to was bounced off because his video sucks.
Not here. I'm gonna have the undercard with you.
No, but I'm saying, and he knows this is why I called him fucking Choo Choo Ripka, because his video kept going out every 6 seconds. Right, we'd be talking to him, he left. He had to come back in. Then he left. He come back in. His fucking video sucked. What I want to know is this motherfucker, his video sucked dick while on our show, but I watched the after show. Not once did his video cut out.
Oh no, he's better than Around the World with George Perot. He's got the world sitting behind him and animals running like you're in the animal kingdom or something. But he comes on Cave Crew Radio and he looks like he's in a shed.
But I think it's also the time of day that Chris calls in, because he probably does his own videos and that like during the day when people are at work, because maybe everyone's at home this time of night, you know. And he lives, I can't even remember the town, somewhere in South Dakota.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Are they not still on dial up there?
I can guarantee you at about 10:31 when this show's over, there's going to be a CJ video. Trust me.
And I'm sure it's not going to drop out. That's what I'm watching the after show last week, and it was a really good after show. I did enjoy it, but not once did his video cut out. Not once did his audio come out. Perfectly fine. But when he's on our show, every 6 seconds, it's like, oh, well, I did ask CJ a question. I guess we have to wait till he comes back.
Yeah. Every time I went to talk to him, I was like, oh, fuck, where's he now? And then when I was with him on Raw and Real, though, we had a good time on Raw and Real, by the way, on Tuesday. He was, I thought it was legitimately happening again. And all of a sudden it was going, he was just having fun with me. But anyway,
I watched that interview. It was very, very good. You guys did a good job.
He's a good guy, and Stu's a good guy. Everyone's a good guy, and this is all done in fun. However, can I get to this? Because we got a lot of shit to get to tonight. Like normally we got nothing to fucking talk about, but coming up, Thanksgiving night, which is the 23rd of November, American Thanksgiving, folks. So we had to check with both Big B and CJ because they're Americans. Stu and I are free. It will be Choo Choo Mania. Choo Choo Stu versus the bad guy from Bogota. Live here on Cave Crew Radio, catching a replay on Mile High Radio, catching a replay on I-95 sportsnetwork.com, catching a replay everywhere you can find it. But Big B, here's the deal. Like I said last week, I think I mentioned it last week, who's going to have the better sound? CJ's going to come up with, this big green screen, and Choo Choo's going to have flags and all kinds of props. That's a given. They've had time to prepare for that.
Right.
You and I are going to collaborate on a private call. And listen, anybody that wants to make a suggestion, and I almost feel like I'm stealing from CJ in his new segment where he's going to go and do things with people, but I guess he's going to sign a waiver first. Like, doesn't that kill the thrill of the moment? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But if you want to go on cavecrewradio.com, if you want to tweet us at Cave Crew Radio on Twitter. If you have any ideas, give us a little bit of lead time so we can get these guys to get their supplies. They're not going to stick anything up their ass. They probably won't run around outside naked. As CJ would say, we don't want to go to jail. But look, we can involve like hot sauce, mixing honey and mustard together. I'm just throwing ideas off the top of my head, but
sounds nice.
If you have any idea, I think we should have some trivia. I think Big B, you and I will collaborate on it.
Absolutely.
Choo Choo Mania will be a 90 minutes. Big B and I, as your what would we call ourselves, facilitators of the event. CJ just said that the waiver comes after. I don't think it works that way.
He's talking specific logistics now.
Yeah. After I fuck that poor homeless guy up the ass, I ask him to sign a waiver.
Right.
With my cum.
And I would say to everybody, if you have ideas for this, you have plenty of time to think about it. Go on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Drop an idea on the Cave Crew Radio Facebook page. Like you said, you can go to Twitter, you can tweet us, you can go to Facebook. You can what's the email? cavecrewradio
at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. So you can, there's all number of ways that you can let us know your ideas.
Please don't call me at home. But yeah, no, we're looking for ideas. Big B and I think we're pretty creative guys. We might do some karaoke. I don't know. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be Thanksgiving. Instead of turkey, perhaps they'll eat an alternative.
Maybe someone to get their hair cut at his salon or something, like done in a weird style.
We're open, you guys. I'm expecting promo videos emailed to me. We're going to build this up like a professional fight. I expect you guys to go into training and really be ready for this. This is like war games. Any wrestling fans?
Absolutely. I was just going to say, you two guys, both Stu and CJ, both know wrestling. You've seen wrestling. You're wrestling fans at one point in your life. You know what the promos are. Both of you need to cut a wrestling type promo.
Yes.
So we can put it up on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
and, play it.
I don't want this to be 90 minutes of verbal diarrhea between the two of them, taking jaunts at each other. We got to take this to a level. We got to settle it, and we all got to be friends at the end.
Absolutely.
And they may be in a lot of pain, Big B, but you and I will have a lot of beers and whiskey and laugh ourselves to death. because our big mouths didn't get us in trouble.
That's true. It's going to be a fun way to digest my Thanksgiving turkey dinner with a nice frosty beverage and a little glass of whiskey.
Yes,
and we will let the games begin.
Are we at, by the way?
We're still at 14. We're almost at 15.
Almost at 15. By the way, for our new listeners, as we're approaching the end of the year, ever since the beginning of the year, Big B has been saving all the bottles of booze, majority of it being consumed during Metal Thunder Radio, because Choo Choo, can you eat something that doesn't rattle? Like, have you ever thought of having a piece of cheese if you're hungry during the show? You know, and did you add any salt to those fucking chips? And folks, if you want to hear a rant about the salt on the chips and how it started the American Revolution, listen to the last episode of Rod Real. I was ready to go to bed. I thought CJ was going to give us a lesson on fucking Benjamin Franklin, how he was some little fucking Yoda, and he was a conspirator. And anyway, all right, so we'll get to that on Thursday. Now, listen, Stu, you've been getting yourself in a lot of trouble lately.
It sounds like you're getting me into a lot of trouble.
Stu, wait a minute.
Stu's not even around and he's getting into trouble.
Before you continue now, you go and you take the dirty radiator and you try to smash it over Big B's head. And now you're spraying me with that piece of shit steamer. Let me reiterate here that you and CJ got into this battle, and the next thing has nothing to do with me because, well, you were taking time away from your full-time junior intern job. You were on another show.
Yeah.
And you got yourself in a whole bunch of fuck there, too. So, like trouble. It had nothing to do with me, nothing to do with Big B, and I don't want people to think I'm playing favorites on CJ.
I was taken to, we've got the urine stench chalet, the highest court.
Well, it's wait, you're getting ahead of yourselves. This particular, I know we skipped the high court because we're going Choo Choo Mania, even bigger than the high court of urine stench chalet, and I have some things to address on this subject as well, and it may fall in the undercard of Choo Choo Mania, but I am going to play it and call into effect the court of urine stench alley.
Before you play it, I hadn't tuned my guitar.
I'm already playing.
The highest court of urine stench alley is now in session.
Okay, look. I got to lay the groundwork out here a little bit. One of my jobs, Stu, is to keep things on pace. Last week, I went into the news, and Big B interrupted me. And what he had to say at the end was absolutely nothing of relevance.
What did I say?
I can't remember, but you're like, wait. And I played the music going into our news. And then you said, oh, I just want to say.
Oh, no, I remember what I said. I wanted to clarify that CJ agreed to Choo Choo Mania. I didn't recall him saying yes.
And then, Stu, what did you want to say? Just for fun. Like, just humor me.
What about the Choo Choo Mania?
It's on. You've got time to prepare. You've got what? How much time we got, Big B? 2 shows?
2 weeks.
Bring it on. Yeah,
2 weeks. We have next week's show, which will be a lot of promo, and then we have, and if CJ wants to come on and cut a live spot, we'll give him equal air.
Thick-skinned, I'm sure he can come up with quite a lot of
Stu,
stuff to throw at me.
You're burning the candle at both ends, brother. You save it for Choo Choo Mania. Trust me. It's going to be 90 minutes of Choo Choo Mania, and you and CJ will have plenty of time. Well, you know, Big B we'll pick subjects. They can debate them. It'll be really good subjects too, like not, you know, your show's shit and your show's shit and whatever. We'll pick some good stuff.
Because we know my one was shit.
Listen, we're all shit. It doesn't matter. We have a good time being shit. And that's why we talk a lot about shit.
It's maybe who was the shittiest.
Yes, who is the shittiest? And you know what? It might be all right to be the shittiest. Anyway, so Stu, I'm going to give you a little chance to explain. We have an audio clip. Stu had a chance to be a guest on a show. Another gentleman who's been on our show a few times, and I seriously thought was a friend of ours.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's, as Stu says, one of our many fill-ins. It shows you how much time Stu misses, eh? And anyway, you had a chance to interact with a pretty famous person. And before you get too hot and heavy into it, I do have a clip. But tell us, set this up, Stu. Set this up.
Is it the clip of me and the gentleman talking? Is that what you're talking
How
about?
much other shit did you get into? I've covered CJ. I'm on to the next one. Is there something else we need to know about?
Right.
Like I only know about two things.
Right. I was taken to court. It was martial law. And the reason I was taken to martial law is because I attempted to sing a song on Jason Marshall's We Don't Have Cookies show. About we don't give a damn about the whole state of Michigan. And that was the song. We don't give a damn about the whole state of Michigan. And me singing that was a punishment for losing in his court previously. I was up in court with Mama Kate for something or other that she had dragged me into court for, and I lost the case. I think it was when I went to Canada that I didn't go along to Ohio to go and visit them. So anyway, me singing this, a Michigan resident happens to be. Now you'll have to remind me of his name.
Well, okay, look. Let's play the clip.
Yeah, it was Mr. Dan.
Yeah, Mr. Dan, we'll call him. About 5 sheets short of the wind, as you'll hear. But anyway, punched in the head too many times. Here's a clip from a recent We Don't Have Cookies. And I'll tell the story for you. You've been a guest on this show many times. He gives you a segment that is like, This Week from England or whatever it is, kind of, poaching off King Crew Radio.
Totally fucked. It's totally from UK Today.
All right, so here we go. Here is a clip from We Don't Have Cookies, and then we will bring our case before Sir Baby.
As the judge, I want to let you know that all of that where you threw me under the bus, which I can't believe you would do, will be edited out of the podcast. And I'm sorry, but we're out of time for your side of closing arguments. And Dan, you have the floor for as long as you want.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to basically be repeating myself. The fact that the singing this heinous song, using the word even sing, is a travesty in itself. Combination of stepping on a cat's tail and a few other things probably would have sounded that much more lovelier. But the crime is the fact that all these vocals came out of Stu's mouth, and I can't see it any other way but as guilty as charged.
I'm going to leave and go to my chambers to consider what I've heard, and I will return with my ruling.
No, somewhere in my Detroit t-shirt. While playing with. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. My guitar might be out of tune because I've played it for time. Don't give a damn about the whole state of Michigan. The whole state of Michigan. Whole state of Michigan. Don't If down the path of state of Michigan, 'cause we're from Ohio. We're from Ohio. O-H. We're from Ohio. Hi-ho.
All right. Thank you, Bailiff Maya. I would like to remind both parties that prior to coming on the show, they've agreed to uphold my ruling, and I rule in favor of Dan Severn. Stu?
Oh, no.
Stu? I'm sorry.
This is totally wrong. I've never been in this sort of situation before, and I've just been set up, hung, drawn, and quartered by
no.
I thought was a friend of mine.
No, let me interrupt. Let me interrupt it here. No, Jason. I'm sentencing Stu, not you. Stu, you're getting off the show.
I'm not getting off the show. I'll be here till the end, mate.
No, Bailiff Maya, get him out of here. I don't want Stu to come back. You're finished. Or in the words of our president when he was on his previous show, you're fired.
Your Honor, I think you have to overrule this man.
I'm sorry, Stu.
There's no way on earth, and I'm sure even Mama Kate would back me up on this one.
I'm sorry, Stu. Bailiff Maya, please escort Stu out of the court.
So wait a minute now, folks. We have several layers in this. I'll address. Dan Severn is now a bailiff. Is that where his career is taking him? Did he drop that many fights to Paul Roma, Ken Shamrock, or whoever the fuck he was fighting?
Oh my god! I guess Dan Severn got his ass kicked too many times in real fighting. He had to go to wrestling to fake fight, and he still sucked then too.
Yeah.
I reckon I would have had half a chance of taking him out in the first 2 rounds. And I fought him.
Anyway, so I listened to the show after that. And apparently Stu is banned from the show. Mm-hmm. Again, we can sit here and we can talk about listens and how many views or whatever you get. And I think, Big B, we need to call both Dan Severn to the highest court of urine stench alley. And Dan, don't mumble, please, on the show. You're going to be on with pros, something you're not used to.
It's hard to do when he's punch drunk.
Yeah, I'm like the Hoist Gracie of talk radio.
I think
he's like the Tito Ortiz. All guys you lost to.
Dan is actually coming to London soon.
Oh gosh!
So I do.
Good time.
I'll put this challenge out now once, and if he doesn't hear it, that's it. But I will challenge him to 3 rounds.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think I don't think he's UFC, but Big B, it's not just that.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Marshall told Stu as his punishment of martial law,
right,
that he had to sing the song, and then immediately turned on him and said Stu threw him under the bus.
Yeah, he threw me to the lions, man.
I believe, yes. I will stick up as the magistrate of urine stench alley that Stu was thrown under the bus on that one.
Well, he did an old school heel turn, wrestling heel turn.
Yeah, and so, and not only that, every show, the highest court where all law is, everything's finished. He talks about some judge who has a podcast that might have another 10 listens.
Well,
this is the highest court. This is an international court. We have people sitting in 3 different countries.
Yes.
Martial law has no relevance in the court of urine stench alley.
Well, I must say you were reading my mind. First of all, yes, we will definitely call Dan Severn to the highest court of urine stench alley to face charges of conspiracy against Choo Choo Stu. He will, unfortunately for him, face professionals. Lord knows he didn't succeed when he actually faced professionals in his fighting career, so I'm sure it's not going to work now either.
I think Big B, too. I think he should go back and watch some past episodes of Reading Rainbow before he tries to do a show.
Hooked on Phonics works for him.
Yes.
So yes, Dan Severn is officially called to the highest court in Urine Stench Alley. And like I said, you were reading my mind, but I have different reasons for officially calling Jason Marshall to the highest court of Urine Stench Alley. If you recall, several weeks ago or months, however long it was, he was on the show every week. He was on our show every week. He wouldn't go the fuck away. He was just here every week. Hi guys, I'm meek little Jason Marshall. I'm going to come on your show.
He was like the guy going through your garbage for the cans.
Basically, he was just fucking snuck on, and he was like, "Hi, I don't care if I say anything. I'm just going to be on the show." And blah blah blah. But yet he calls. Choo Choo Stew gets on martial law trial like every other fucking week. Apparently, how many times have you been on trial? You've been against Mama Kate. You've been against Jason Marshall. You've been against Dan Severn. How many times have you been on?
I've been on trial about 3 times in the last 2 months.
Yeah, and who's the Trump hater there? Mama, the girl that came in with her hair and rollers. And
I think Jason's like the sort of Ohio version of Alex Cardinelli.
Hello, court is now in session.
Oh my God, he's another one that there's a warrant out for his arrest to come to get on the highest court. This fucking Alex Cardinelli. But anyway, yes, Jason Marshall is officially called.
Alex Cardinelli on the show April Fool's Day.
Yeah, Jason Marshall is officially called to the highest court of Urine Stench Alley to face charges of espionage. Because he seemed like he was on our side, but yet he was working towards the other side.
He was trying to steal our stew.
He was trying to steal our stew, and when it failed,
over and butt fucks him in an alley.
When it failed, he threw him directly under the bus.
Yes,
with Dan Severn. So yes, both Jason Marshall and Dan Severn are officially summoned to the highest court in Urine Stench Alley.
There you go. Should
Here.
I think that's it. So, do you have anything to add, Stu, before we go into our final little session here? We got enough time maybe for one story.
At least justice will be served. So
justice is always served in the highest court of Urine Stench Alley. And Dan the B Severn, I am a UFC fan, and I've seen your nose doesn't look that way because of plastic surgery.
You better watch out, Dan. I may bring out Iron Mike Sharp.
Yeah.
Watch out. Fucking asshole.
Iron Mike Sharp. You're better than Al, the producer, man. He comes up with these wrestlers like Chief J Strongbow and Iron Mike Sharp.
Iron Mike Sharp. And my all-time favorite jobber, just because the way Howard Finkel announced his name.
Holding that arm in the air, eh?
Oh, yeah. Iron Mike Sharp with the fucking leather thing on his arm.
And then someone would clothesline him 1, 2, 3, and he was out.
And he'd be out. My favorite jobber, and only because the way Howard Finkel announced his name, was Jose Luis Rivera.
Jose Luis.
He was the best jobber ever.
Oh, wow. So we've got ourselves in a lot of trouble this week, folks. I think we should go to the news. So a lot of this is going to have to wait till next week, because then the week after that is Choo Choo Mania.
Right.
Which one do I want to pick? I like this one. And by the way, once again, thank you to everyone who posts all these stories on Cave Crew Radio Facebook page, because I'm looking there today and I'm thinking, we don't really need them because we got a lot of shit going on tonight. But bang! Within the last 2 hours, The dwellers, as we like to call them, came through. There will never be any animosity between me and our cave dwellers. Absolutely not. I like this one, though. A student yells, "Hail Satan!" and tries to bomb UNC's famous Davy Poplar tree. Professor gets severe burns. I haven't read this yet. I can't wait. A former University of North Carolina student who reportedly stripped down. They always got to get naked.
Always.
Yelled, "Hail Satan!" And tried to blow up the trees. Tried to blow up the college's tree of knowledge. He ended up instead burning a professor who tried to extinguish the flames, howling from the Davy Poplar. Cop said, I never really wanted to be a cop, but somewhere in the States in a small town, I think it would be a lot of fun. So here you have, we haven't named this student yet, stripped down, going out against a great poplar tree known as the Tree of Knowledge, yelling, "Hail Satan!" as he pours kerosene on it. I don't know where this tree is in area to the school, but there just happened to be a professor there with an extinguisher that didn't work very well.
Is he like Smokey the Bear of colleges? He just walks around with a fucking extinguisher in his jacket, and anytime somebody starts a fire, boom, he's there.
Well, he's trying to catch people smoking. They probably smoke behind a tree or something, you know.
I don't know. Anyway, we named this guy now Professor Dan Reichart. So we have a name if you want to bring him to the show. He sustained burns to his face and arms on Thursday when he tried stomping out the flames on the tree before it exploded. I didn't know trees exploded. A heroic attempt caught on video. We got to get a hold of this video. And anyway, he was on Twitter. If you want to follow him, folks, Dan Reichart, Reichart. Hi, everyone. Just want to let you know that I'm okay. Got some first and second degree burns to the face and arms. Left arm might need a skin graft.
But generally, it's okay.
Just a fucking skin graft.
Guys, I'm okay. Half my face melted off and my eye fell out 3 blocks behind me. But I'm okay. All right.
Just caught leprosy from the Tree of Knowledge, but it's going to
still tweet with my left hand.
Yeah.
You know, one of my balls fell out. The other one is fused to my leg because of the heat. But I'm okay. I'm all right, guys. Don't worry about me. I'll make it through.
Now here's where we find he's our type of friend. I was an Eagle Scout as a kid.
Thank God.
So I've had lots of experiences with fires. I didn't think this one was too big to kick out. No, you're dealing with a little bit of twigs on the campfire. This is the fucking poplar tree, the Tree of Knowledge. It's probably been growing since before Christ. He told ABC Channel 11, I tried, but it grew very quickly. And I'm still having a hard time about this. And then it exploded. I would have never approached it if I would have expected there was going to be an explosive device in there. So the fucking student. Oh, Lord.
I'm curious. Did the teacher try to put out the fire by jumping on it face first?
I thought it said he had an extinguisher. That's what it looked like. But I guess he was stomping on it.
Did he try to smother it? Jump right on it, smother it, and then start, spitting?
UNC police took a former student, 24-year-old Joshua Daniel Edwards, into custody. The Orange County District Attorney's Office confirmed Edwards was transported to a hospital for mental evaluation. No charges have been filed against Edwards, UNC officials said. Will Freeman, a student at the college, said he witnessed the suspect near the tree before the fire started. Why is no one in class? Why is everyone congregating, including the professors, around this fucking tree? Like, you got to be like me, Big B. You got to read between the lines on these stories.
Well, it's the tree of knowledge.
I got a question.
It's the tree of knowledge. Why would you be in class when you can get knowledge from the tree? It's the tree of knowledge.
And so, beside the professor and the other witness there, ABC 11 reported onlookers. So this was like a big event because obviously your sports teams don't do too well there. Took off his clothes and yelled, "Hail Satan!" Comborough police were discharged to the school to investigate a suspicious vehicle. A bomb squad and a robot were deployed, but found nothing near the car because it was in the tree.
It was in the tree.
What's wrong with these fucking policemen?
What was the bomb? The bomb was in the tree. Okay, let's check those stairs 3 blocks away.
Here is the blockbuster, Big B. This is the one that I think will set you off.
Oh boy.
WRAL reported the tree sustained about $100 worth of damage. How do you put a value?
It's a fucking tree. It's a fucking tree. You're not going to put the tree back together.
Or maybe they're going to cut a bit out and graft a bit from another tree.
You can't do that. You can't go to Home Depot and buy some plywood and fit it around the tree. It doesn't work that way.
Maybe they're going to put some veneer on it or something.
They're going to shellac veneer on the tree to heal the tree of knowledge.
Maybe with the hole that the explosive created, they're going to go get a door and put hinges on it, and you can open and close the door to the tree of knowledge.
I think they should put bookshelves on it.
$100 worth of. How do you come up with that? What does the $100 mean?
The car for a bomb when it was the tree that exploded.
Maybe that was to replace the extinguisher.
But no, they said it's $100 worth of damage to the tree. How do you come up with it? What are you gonna fix on? It's a tree. If it's still alive, let it grow. If it's dead, cut it the fuck down. That's it. There's only 2 things you can do.
If a tree explodes at the university, does anybody see it? Okay, one more quick story. Let's go. We're on a roll now. I love this news shit. It just gets
and I want to know, what does Satan have to do with this?
I have no idea. Maybe Satan has all the knowledge. Ask somebody that knows shit about this.
Oh.
And why do they always have to get naked before they commit these crimes?
I love getting naked for these things.
Anyway, look at this broad over here. This actually was a holdover from last week because we spent so much time on the twins that shared an ass.
Still my favorite story.
That one's going to go in infamy. I think it deserves its own page on the website. If we can get an interview with them.
Oh my God. If we can get an interview with them, all I would ask is I would continually ask, how do you shit? That'd be my only question. I'd ask it 57 times.
Or what you settle in court. We're more worried about your bowel movements. And what do you eat?
Do you flip a coin to see who wipes?
Yeah, and what if one guy
alternate who wipes?
What if one of the brothers really likes Taco Tuesdays? Oh no, not again. Your magistrate, while we're here dealing with the masturbation, I have another issue I'd like to deal with.
Do they each prefer different types of toilet paper?
We ran out of time last week. We only spent 90 minutes on it.
There's so many questions for them.
You'll like this one too. And we'll close it off. Then we'll name the show, everybody. We got lots of help this week. So get your titles for the show ready. This one I like too. Apparently there was a bride that ran over a priest with car after he slept with the groom on the wedding day. Typical Catholicism. Oh, and this is from Michigan, Dan Severn.
Was it Dan Severn?
It might be his daughter. I have no idea. A 27-year-old woman from Michigan is accused of intentionally running over a Catholic priest. There's no other priests. Everyone, Protestants, father, minister, whatever. Anyway, with her car, after the cleric allegedly had sex with her boyfriend only hours before the wedding ceremony.
Was it Coco B. Bear?
Yesterday was supposed to be the greatest day of Amanda Orwell's life, but things didn't go exactly as planned. The young woman from the small town of Lyrium near the Canadian border, was supposed to get married to the man who had shared her life for the last 12 years, William Martins. Less than 2 hours before the ceremony, Mrs. Orwell decided to stop by the presbytery to talk about some last-minute changes with Father David O'Connell. What a great name for a priest. A David O'Connell. The priest was supposed to perform the ceremony. As she was about to enter the building, she noticed some movement through one of the windows. And these are, remember, folks, these, what do they call them? Stained windows.
Stained glass windows.
Stained glass windows, awesome in Catholic churches. Through one of the windows, she saw her boyfriend engaging in, you're going to love this, Stu, anal sex with the Catholic cleric. According to an eyewitness. There's always a fucking eyewitness. How come I never see any of the shit? Not that I want to see it, but I mean, you know, I see weird shit when I go to work and get out of the house. And according to an eyewitness, 32-year-old David Darrellmeyer, the young woman went completely berserk and ran back to her car while screaming frantically. I can't say I blame her. I saw her running towards her car in her gown, and she was screaming, swearing, and pulling her hair. She kept repeating, "God punishes Sodomites." You gotta write this down. God punishes Sodomites or something like that, he says. Couldn't quite hear her, I guess. The noise alerted her, Father O'Connell and his guest, who rapidly exited the presbytery to see what was going on. Miss Orwell immediately turned her vehicle around and drove towards the cleric at great speed, hitting him at a speed of at least 50 miles per hour. So we had a cop with a speed gun too. She then rode back and forth at him at least 3 times before the officers of the Michigan State Police arrived and forced her to immobilize her car. Amanda Orwell was immediately arrested, and paramedics were called to the site to help the severely injured priest. Father O'Connell was transported to the Asperius Keweenaw Hospital, where doctors were miraculously able to save him. The poor man suffers from a total of 13 broken bones, 21 bone fractures, a perforated lung, and a severe brain concussion. Probably a broken penis, too. God punishes Sodomites.
I have a question.
Of course you do.
They were together for 12 years.
Yes.
At no point did she realize that her fiance likes sucking dick. At no point did she like say, "Look, we've watched Brokeback Mountain 37 times. Can we watch something else? Can we not watch Tony Curtis movies? I'm tired of Rock Hudson
Tony Curtis movies.
Can we not watch these things? How about Showgirls every once in a while?"
Yes. Yeah. Do you not like vagina?
I mean, 12 years and she's just finding out about this now?
And she didn't even punish the groom.
No, she punished the fucking priest.
This is what I find amazing. She thought, you fucker, I wanted to strap one on and do that to David. The guy got off scot-free. I'm sure the marriage is falling apart as of now.
I don't think they even got married
or whatever. He was close to the Canadian border, so he's probably a legal immigrant in my country. But I hope the priest got to shoot a load because he got fucking demolished, man.
Now I want to know how does this get propositioned? Does the priest go up to the groom, or does the groom approach the priest? And how do they sneak off together, or do they do it separately?
Maybe he was consoling him, and I don't know how these guys get away with this shit. They've been getting away with it for centuries. But, he's probably said, look at this. This is rosemary, as in the rosary. This is rose. And I'm going to put it inside and clean you. I'm going to clean the shit out of you. Poor fucking altar boy, you.
Oh, my God.
Anyway. All right. It's reached that time, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you in the chat room, get ready. We're about to name this episode. While we give everybody a chance to check their notes and get their title ready, I will recap. Cave Crew Radio on i95sportsnetwork.com and milehighradio.com. As of showtime, no one's let me know that this has violated their terms and conditions. And also Metal Thunder Radio, also debuting on Mile High Radio as well, which is really cool. Again, all the thanks to these great stories that give us so much material to our peeps in the Cave Crew Radio Facebook group. All right. I'm looking in the chat room. There's nothing there yet. Stu has been gone. You've had lots of time to think about this. Stu, and by the way, I forgot to mention, folks, Thursday, November 23rd, which is Thanksgiving night in the United States, a Survivor Series is happening somewhere around there. There's always big college football rivalries. All this shit. But this year we bring you something special. A CJ Ripka, formerly a great friend of the show. I don't know how relationships are going to be at the end of this, but a pretty good guy, the bad guy from Bogota, versus our very own junior intern, Choo Choo Stu, in the first annual Choo Choo Mania. And don't forget, if you have any ideas, we don't want anybody bleeding or getting hurt, but, vomiting, diarrhea the next day, that's not a big deal. They break out in hives because they're allergic. We really don't care. Get your ideas on Facebook and Twitter and cavecrewradio@gmail.com. And we will take it into considerations as Sir Bigby and I administer this great 90-minute challenge. Stu, what would you call the show?
Well, you said something right at the beginning, and I only caught half of it, and it was something about Gumtree, because I haven't really wrote a lot down, if I'm honest, at this time.
Okay, well, you were away a week, and it's pretty late over there. So I that is one of the things that I had written down. I had two down. I had quids in on Gumtree was my very first thing. And then I, of course, after the last story, had God punishes Sodomites. Is Sodomite even a word?
It is.
Choo Choo Who and Sodomites laugh last and laugh best. I don't know if we can fit that one in there. Oh, yes. And folks, don't forget to go to CJ Ripka's, Chris Ripka's personal page, where I'm sure there'll be some kind of after show. I need to get some.
I'm sure the video won't drop it.
Watch while I'm having dinner. Nothing from the Big A for a title. Big B, there's my two. Quids in on Gumtree, or Quids in on Gumtree, and God punishes Sodomites are my two.
I will say Quids in on Dan Severn.
Ooh, I like that too. All right, so here's what we got, folks. CJ says he has a special guest for his post show tonight. Oh, I'm going to take viewer number 3. Just click that button on your phone and you can join me.
Is it the video guy to make sure the video works?
Yeah. Okay, so we do have Choo Choo Who and Sodomites Laugh Last and Laugh Best. That is good, but it is long.
No.
We have Quids in a Gumtree. We have God Punishes Sodomites. And we have Quids in on Dan Severn. Chat room, you got about 30 seconds, so get your votes in. Over to our originator, Choo Choo Stew.
I'll go with Quids in and Dan Severn.
Okay, there's a vote for Quids in on Dan Severn, and we know Big B has the vote. CJ Ripka now has said, I like Gumtree Sodomites. Well, you can't make it more difficult.
That sounds good as well. That sounds very
good.
We're in the voting
last week
process.
to us too with the Menage de Poo or whatever.
Oh, Menage a Poo. That was a great one.
Gumtree Sodomites too, though. Hang on. So let me write that down. I'm going to throw it. All right. I'm going to make it interesting, and I like both. I'm going to go with Gumtree Sodomites. So basically, we have a 2-2 here. I don't know what Big A is doing. He said the Gummy Sodomites. Big A, we're going to give you a choice. Quids in on Dan Severn or Gumtree Sodomites. We'll give him a second. Folks, you've been listening to Cave Crew Radio. I'm hoping he's going to chime in. I don't know what kind of delay we have here. As we said, we've had some major announcements. We got some big shows on the way. So look for next week because we're expecting some exciting promos, building up to this big event. Gum was his answer. No idea what that means. What do you say, guys? Last time around between the three of us, we got Quids on Dan Severn and Gumtree Sodomites. Big B. You stick with it or you gonna pass it?
I like them both. Go to Stu. Give me a second. Let me think.
I'm kind of waffling on these two.
I like the Gumtree Sodomites.
Oh, Stu changed. What do you say, Big B?
And Big Al says Gumtree Sodomites as well.
Well, we're getting a lot of votes on that. I think we could our official namer.
I think we could do that. The Gumtree Sodomites.
All right, we'll go with Gumtree Sodomites, and we will put Quids in on Dan Severn in a tweet or some posts for the show as well as an honorable second. We appreciate all the effort that everybody gets into this, but unfortunately, we got to wake up in the morning, and while we're eating our dinner, we will tune in to the CJ post show. I don't know what the Thursday night one is called. Every night is a different title. So this is just the post show, perhaps. All right, say goodbye, Choo Choo.
Goodbye, Choo Choo.
We've got a lot of training to do, not just the beer. You need to start eating spicy food. You need to do push-ups. You need to, start rubbing strange things on your skin.
Oh, I have two ideas already that when DK, you and I talk, I have two ideas.
And I will chat.
I'll bring it on. I've never refused a dare.
Oh, you might with
I
this.
think we have two very brave competitors, and I commend them both for it. Big B, tell us what's coming up on Metal Thunder Radio, and then we'll get out of here. Anything special?
So you can check out Metal Thunder Radio every Tuesday night live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Metal World Radio, as well as CaveCrewRadio.com right here. We are now on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on Mile High Radio. And we are also on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. on 102.7 WSNR.
Nice. Do you have like a whiteboard where you're writing all this stuff down now?
I do not.
I do have a question though before we go.
Sure.
I hit the outro. Because usually when you're on, I'm at hockey or something. I listen when I can. But do you pimp Cave Crew Radio, as much as we like to pimp Metal Thunder Radio.
I do not, and I should do it.
If he listened, he would know, wouldn't he?
He said he's at hockey or whatever.
I admit it. I'm not trying to pull this in a. I do listen, and when I do, they're having excellent conversations. But I'm wondering, because sometimes I don't cue in till about 10 o'clock, till the second hour. So I'm wondering if we're getting all the value in the first hour. But it would be nice once in a while. It wouldn't take long.
No, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely right. I don't, and I should. By the time the show ends, we're too drunk to even know what the hell we're doing. So
and do it at the beginning. Right?
Should do it at the beginning. Yes, absolutely.
All right, kids. Gumtree Sodomites it is. We'll see you next week, as we're only 2 weeks away from Choo Choo Mania. And Lord knows how long it takes Dan Severn to actually realize that he's been called out. But he's still trying to get off the floor from Ken Shamrock. See you next week, kids.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!